Hi, everyone. I'm so happy that the Lise Ritter is here today. And Lise is a natural therapist and the owner of A Passion for Life, where she provides alternative therapies like aromatherapy, hot stone massage, Reiki, and reflexology. And Lise is particularly passionate about using food as a medicine, and she teaches women how to regain or maintain health and vitality through nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset. Welcome, Elise, today.
Thank you, Karin, for inviting me. This is going to be fun.
I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm hoping that you can give us some practices that can help us to get through the holidays healthier. Because during the holidays, many of us may overindulge with maybe too much food, or maybe alcohol, or even watching too much TV.
Yes, indeed. Yes, well, that's the nature of holidays, right? We tend to do more of certain things and less of maybe the things we should be doing. So the one thing that I've come to realize is that we are, especially now, much more on our electronics. We're watching the news, social media, streaming through. That's been very predominant, especially in the last year and a half. And people are reporting to me that they're feeling very stressed and they don't really understand the connection. And so what I explain to them is that what we see, what we hear, it all gets recorded. Our brain takes it in. What we see is through the optic nerve. So we have a nerve behind our eyeball that connects to our brain. So whether we're consciously thinking about it or not, whenever there's an image on the screen, positive or negative, our brain is having a reaction. And we don't feel it, but it's there. And it could be also connected to past issues from our life. And so then it could be even bigger. And then what we hear, whether it's words or sounds, even music and lyrics, there's so they have an impact as well. They have energy and they affect us whether we're aware of it or not. So overexposure to all of that can be very overwhelming to the brain. And so I always suggest to people, sure, watch a variety of things, but make sure you're listening to things that are happy and positive and uplifting. Don't watch just a whole bunch of war movies or a whole bunch of, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Balance it out and listen to positive, uplifting lyrics and music, as opposed to just always some of it is definitely much more violent. I really listen to lyrics. I used to listen to just music, but now I listen to lyrics because I realize that, while I might really like the music, the lyrics might not be so.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. So having said all of that, I wanted to talk about fasting, because we're doing way too much of all of that. And we hear about fasting from food, but it would be very beneficial to fast even 1 day a week, even though that's really hard for a lot of people. Maybe start by monitoring how much you're actually on social media or watching TV, and pay attention, because you might be surprised at how long you actually are on those different platforms and mediums, to give your brain a rest. Our brain really needs a rest. So even if you can only, maybe first thing in the morning, don't pick up your phone. First thing in the morning, have your coffee quietly or meditate or do some quiet reading or something, then pick up your phone. So just pay attention to your behaviors, because your brain is being significantly stressed. And when your brain is being stressed, it's going to have an impact on your organs, systems, immune system. And long term, it has some health issues that will be attached to that. So I don't listen to news at all. Everybody's going to tell me what I need to hear anyway. Social media, other than having to do what I need to do for work, I really don't go on it. I don't own a TV, and anything I'm going to watch, I'm really particular about what I'm going to watch on, Netflix or Prime. I do watch movies and stuff, but I am quite conscious of what I'm watching today, and it does make a difference. It does make a big difference. And on the note of fasting, fasting has become very popular, but it's not new. Fasting's been going on forever, different cultures, and there's a lot more science around fasting today. And they're showing that people who do fast, even intermittent fasting, which is anywhere from 12, 16, 18 hours, which is not difficult. It's scary because we think fasting, we're going to starve, but we fast every night when we go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we stop eating from the time, whenever that is, to the time we get up in the morning and have our first meal. That's fasting. That's why we call our first meal breakfast. It's breaking the fast. So we do it. It's just that we've been culturalized to believe we have to eat every 2 hours or we're going to starve to death, but we won't. Mm-hmm. And if we are eating, eating is one of the most stressful things our body does, in terms of it takes so much energy to break down food. And so more energy that goes into doing that really takes away from the energy that our brain could be using. So time and time again, when people are talking about fasting even 16 hours, I accidentally have now fasted for, I would say about 18 hours accidentally, because I was planning on eating, but my day got busy. So I've just been drinking water. Mm-hmm. And as the day progresses, my brain becomes clearer, more focused, because my body isn't working on digesting food. And so all of that energy is going up into my brain. So fasting is a really great way to give your digestive system a break, because we eat way too much during the holidays. So just one day in a week, try it, have fun with it. See, after you've had your last meal, how far can you push it until the next day before you have a meal? Have your coffee, have water, have tea if that's what you drink, and just see how far you can push it, and do that a little bit more all the time. And you'd be surprised at how quickly you can adapt, your body can adapt to that. And it is actually a very healthy thing to do. It's very healthy to do. And I would also suggest that if you're fasting anyway, to make your own bone broth. If you have the leftover turkey, if you're going to have gatherings and you're going to cook a big turkey, don't throw out those bones. They are so loaded with vitamins and minerals. Make yourself a bone broth. Just literally throw everything in a big pot, put a little bit of water so it just covers, throw in some spices if you want, and little apple cider vinegar to pull out the nutrients. Let it simmer for about 12 hours. And that bone broth is just so good for you. It helps to improve your skin. It'll actually help you sleep. That's why turkey makes us sleepy. It helps with inflammation. It helps with our brain health. It just helps with so many different things. So if you're going to fast, make your bone broth. Fast, have your bone broth through the day, and you're going to feel like $1 million.
Oh, wow.
That's about it. That's a lot, I know.
No, but it makes sense, especially with the electronics. We are aware of it, but we don't really take action. So this is a nice way of remembering that to fast on our electronics as well. And I have to say, the first time you told me about intermittent fasting, I thought like 14 or 16 hours, impossible, but it is possible. And you're right, then you just feel differently. And then I found for myself, then I eat when I'm really hungry and not just because it's time for breakfast.
Yes.
And that was it was really liberating. I found it was very helpful.
Oh yeah, and since I've incorporated this, women in particular, when we get a little bit older into our menopausal stage, our digestive system really slows down. And since I started doing intermittent fasting, I really only eat 2 meals a day today. I'm never starving. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat well, and it saves me money. Because groceries are going up.
Yep. Thank you so much, Lise, for joining me today and for those wonderful suggestions. And I hope that everyone will implement some of them and use them throughout the year as well, not just during the holidays, but start to make this a practice so that you're feeling better throughout the year as well.
Yeah. The hardest part about changing our habits is just remembering to do it. So whatever you can do to trigger that thought, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. Sticky notes or
Yeah,
alarms on your phone, whatever works.
I find sticky notes in the beginning, and then even have it on my agenda, certain things to do, and then it's easier to incorporate them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Lise. It was great to have
Thank
you.
you,
Really
Corinne. This has been
appreciate it.
great fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.